Hey guys, Justin here from Canadian Outdoor Enthusiast. Welcome to part 2 of how to make bear grease. As you saw in part 1, the whole process, we've frozen this up. We just took it out right now. We're just going to verify to see if there's any water in there. If there is, we'll remove it. As well, take a peek to see if there's any contaminants. If there is, we'll do a final filtration process of that. So I'm just going to flip this over. Okay, so as you can see, there's not much water because usually you would see a clearer part to it. There is some contaminants, as you can see, the little particles, the darker part. We will do a final filtration process on that, and then get ready for it. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, here we got the melted down bear grease again. We're going to refilter it one last time and prep it for canning. So now I've added in my strainer over here some more cheesecloth, and underneath just a couple of dishcloths just to give it a better filtration. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll take my time pouring that in. Okay, so that's pretty much done. This is what it looks like here. It's all nice and clean. We're gonna put them in some mason jars, ready for storing. You can either store them in room temperature or in the fridge, or you can freeze them too. So that's it. That's bear grease. We'll show you just the last clip once in the mason jars, and that's about it. That's how it looks like, and we'll tell you some details on what type of uses and the old native Aboriginal uses. What did they use bear grease for? Stay tuned. So this is the finished product of the bear grease. We finished canning pretty much the whole 10 pounds that we've cooked. It gave out almost a little bit more than 2 liters of bear grease, which is a pretty decent batch. The advantages of making bear grease is, for one thing, you're not wasting the animal, because that's the key thing every hunter should do, is and should try to practice, as well as not waste anything, because you'd be surprised the things that you can get from an animal that you've actually killed to harvest for its meat. But there's more than just the meat that is actually useful if you take the time to process things, such as this bear grease. Back then, in the old days, even still today, it's practiced. A lot of native people are harvesting bear grease because it's a good treatment for leather. They use that for maintaining their drums, their leather drums. It's a good moisturizer, so it could be used for any type of leather, that is. Coats, like clothing, anything you need that involves leather, it's just great for it. Other things that they used bear grease for is medicinal purposes. It's good for dry skin. It's good for rashes. It's good for sunburns as well. People that suffer, you know, from muscle pain, like ligament problems or arthritis, sprains, it's all good for that. You just rub it in. You can mix in some natural plants, natural flowers that have medicinal purposes to arthritis, such as like dandelions. You can throw in dandelions in there. Let it bake in the sun for a couple of days, 24 hours or so, and then put it in a dark room. And then after a week or two, you just take the dandelions out, and then you've got, you know, a good infusion of medicinal bear grease and dandelions, which is great for sore pains and whatnot. Other uses are candles. This is basically a flammable substance, so you can use this for, I mean, car engines that have the converter kit to run on grease, like oil. You can use this for that, you know. Candles, for instance, like you see here, I've made a little makeshift little candle out of a mason jar. Works great. You can use that as a candle. It'll last for a few hours before you have to refill it. Good for fire starting, obviously. If you're stuck in a windy condition or a rainy condition, that's a bit of fuel. You can mix that with some cotton. Acts like Vaseline. It's a little bit of fuel, so it's good for fire tending. It's good for oiling your parts, I'd say. Yeah, oiling any type of metal parts, like your knives, firearms, or whatnot. Anything that you want it to rust, it's really good for that. And I know for a fact as well, the Aboriginal use bear grease, very important in birch bark canoe making. When you make your pine pitch, you need some bear grease for that. It makes your pine pitch a little bit more elastic. It's able to stretch that way and not crack and be so brittle. So that's about that for bear grease. Keep in mind the advantages of not wasting anything from your animal. It comes out. So this is Justin. Thanks for watching. Canadian Outdoor Enthusiast. Take care.